Our boy is already throwing hands, slicing up a couple of demonic-looking wolves. Turns out his smug mentor brought him to fight an entire pack for a simple quest. The mentor casually stomps the ground to stop a wolf from mauling our dude. Then he just blitzes past another one, showing our boy how it's really done. The wolf literally disintegrates into nothing. Yeah, this mentor guy is on another level. He gives our boy that it's not that hard look. What an absolute troll. But the wolves aren't done and decide to jump our boy while he's distracted. So our dude just unleashes a massive energy blast and wipes the floor with them. He's surprised he went all out, looking at his glowing fist like, oops. Now he's all hyped, talking about his goal for a slow life. Good luck with that, man. And we're jumping into a flashback, rewinding to a few hours before all this. Turns out our boy was the original hero who saved this world 3 years ago. My man was out here fighting dragons and shit, living the full isekai protagonist dream. He even had a party, including this cute mage girl showing him some magic. Dude was all smiles, talking about fighting alongside his trusted companions. The good old days. And yeah, he's the guy who literally threw down with the Demon King to save everyone. After winning, he actually got sent back to his world, thinking the job was done. But some geniuses decided to fire up the summoning circle for a brand new hero. And our guy gets accidentally dragged back along with some random new kid. So the new hero gets the royal treatment while our veteran gets completely ignored. Damn. Our boy explains he was summoned by a completely different kingdom last time, and they kept it super hush-hush. Meanwhile, the new kingdom's princess is all smug about summoning their own hero, totally clueless. Our dude is putting the pieces together and is already so over this entire situation, so they just unceremoniously yeet him out of the castle without even realizing who he is. The disrespect is unreal, but he's actually cool with it, realizing this is his golden ticket to that chill life he wanted. He remembers how painfully boring his life was back on Earth after saving the world. Now he's hyped to finally live his isekai retirement plan: tourism, good food, and cute girls. His genius plan for a slow life is to become a famous adventurer first. Bro, that's not how that works. So of course, his first stop is the Adventurers Guild, the most low-key place on Earth. The super cheerful guild girl tells him he just needs to clear one little quest to get registered. Yeah, we saw how that went. Our boy is way too excited to accept his first quest from the cheerful guild girl. The guild girl confirms his name, completely unaware she's talking to the world's former savior. He gets the most generic starter quest of all time: go pick some herbs. She even points him to a totally safe forest where monsters supposedly don't spawn. My man gets a little nostalgic, remembering the fairy forest from his first tour. And we're back to the present with our dude standing in that same forest looking so done. He's putting it together, realizing he already wiped the monsters from this place 3 years ago. Just as he's thinking, something rustles in the bushes and he's on high alert. But instead of a demon wolf, a tiny fairy girl just jumps straight at his face. A whole squad of pixies swarms him, and our boy is shocked they actually remember him. Our boy is getting absolutely mobbed by his tiny fairy fan club, telling them to chill out. He's trying to explain he's on a job, but the fairies are too busy pulling his cheeks to care. And just like that, the whole fairy squad dips into the bushes, leaving our dude confused. Oh look, it's the smug mentor, explaining that fairies bail when monsters are close. He confirms danger is near, and we're back to the present with our boy surrounded by wolves. Our dude immediately gets to work, blocking a lunge from one of the demon wolves. Another wolf comes flying in for the attack, trying to catch him while he's busy. But my man is already in the zone, slicing clean through one of the wolves mid-air. He follows through with a clean sweep, dicing up both of them in one smooth move. He hits them with the cold one-liner, telling them not to underestimate the OG hero. Absolute flex. Our boy is back on his herb quest, looking around like he's expecting trouble any second. And look who pops out of the bushes again. It's his tiny fairy fan club. The fairies are all smiles, telling him they got his back and everything's cool now. He realizes they're holding the exact herbs he needs for his quest. Talk about VIP service. They didn't just get him some herbs, they brought him the whole damn pharmacy. My man dumps a mountain of plants on the guild girl's desk, who's just speechless. The guild girl stamps his paper, officially clearing his very first simple quest. And just like that, he gets his adventurer card. Welcome to the club, my dude. Guild girl tells him some of those herbs were super rare, offering him a fat stack of cash. Bro just accidentally speedran the economy on a fetch quest. That's a heavy bag of coin. Our boy is walking out with his fat stack of cash, feeling like a king. And of course, some rando immediately bumps into him to start some trouble. A whole squad of generic thugs surrounds him, trying to press the new guy. My man is just looking at them like they're the biggest joke he's seen all day. Then this absolute Amazonian queen shows up to tell the bullies to back the hell off. The whole room just freezes, completely mesmerized by her. Even our boy is shook. She casually explains the situation to our dude, while the thugs just dip out of fear. She introduces herself as Torren, hitting him with that $1,000,000 smile. Our boy stammers out his name, completely flustered by this new development. Torren's already figured out he's strong, telling him he could have handled those guys easily. Our boy tries to play it cool, telling Torren he'd rather deal with her than some thugs. Smooth. Torren takes a liking to him and offers to show him around the capital. My man just secured a VIP tour guide. He's internally screaming, "This is a date," while Torren gives him the city tour. His slow life plan is already off the rails. They're walking across a bridge with flower petals falling. Yeah, this is 100% a date scene from a rom-com. And now she's feeding him street food. Bro, you just met her and she's already got you whipped. Torren even points him to a good inn for the night. She's basically planned his entire day for him. She tells him to meet her at the guild tomorrow for more lessons. Our boy is waving goodbye like a happy puppy. My man gets back to his room and just faceplants onto the bed, completely wiped from his relaxing day. He's lying there all giddy, thinking this is the exact life he's been dreaming of. Dude's already planning his future of saving money and chilling with locals, completely forgetting he's the world's strongest dude. Our boy is still monologuing about his perfect slow life plan. Yeah, keep telling yourself that, buddy. He wakes up the next morning in his fancy new room looking like a Disney princess. My man is all stretched out and ready for another day of absolutely not being a hero. But his hero senses immediately start tingling, picking up on some sketchy magic in the air. He's trying to figure out what that weird energy spike was, looking all serious for a second. Then he completely forgets about it because he's too busy simping over meeting Torren again. He bursts into the guild with a goofy grin, yelling for Torren like an excited puppy. But instead of a date, he walks into total chaos with everyone screaming about an emergency. Torren spots him in the middle of the panic, looking seriously stressed and shouting his name, Yuya. She drops the bomb that the castle is getting wrecked by demons. So much for that day off. Torren drops the name of some high-level demon, and our boy looks like he's seen a ghost. Yuya recognizes the name, and you can see the PTSD from his first world tour kicking in. Torren grabs our dude, trying to snap him out of his flashback-induced coma. She's basically begging him to help, asking the former world saver if he can fight. Oh, the irony. Our boy is still processing while Torren is already in go mode, not taking no for an answer. And just like that, Torren drags him off to war while he mourns his dead slow life plan. As they're running, Yuya finally gets the memo that demons are just casually trashing the castle. They see a massive pillar of dark energy shooting out of the castle. Yeah, trashing was an understatement. They get there and see the demon lady standing over the new hero, who's already been folded. The demon lady is just roasting the new kid for being a total scrub. Welcome to the big leagues, pal. The demon lady is bored, saying she came to meet him, but got this weakling instead. Our boy Yuya is having a full-on Vietnam flashback, recognizing this whole situation. He slips on a ring, which is the anime equivalent of rolling up your sleeves for a fight. But before he can jump in, the demon lady gets completely wrapped up in magic chains. Oh look, it's the smug princess from the castle showing up late with her backup. The princess is on her high horse, telling the demon she'll answer her questions before she dies. She starts interrogating the demon, asking for her name and why she's trashing the place. And the demon lady just flexes, shattering the unbreakable chains like they're nothing. The princess is absolutely floored that her ultimate binding spell just got completely ignored. The demon lady hits a perfect landing and introduces herself as Flam, the war princess. Yeah, she's a big deal. The war princess, Flam, says she's not here for a war. She just wants a one-on-one with the hero. She then points out the new kid is the wrong guy. And our boy Yuya is having a panic attack. Flam drops Yuya's full name, making it clear she came all this way just to fight him. And of course, she finally spots our dude and Torren arriving late to the party. Flam decides to bounce, complaining that too many NPCs are ruining her boss fight. She tells the new hero to get stronger before she comes back to play again. That's cold. And just like that, the war princess teleports away in a swirl of pure edge. The smug princess is left trying to comfort the new hero, who's completely broken. The new kid is absolutely seething, looking like he's about to start his villain origin story. Meanwhile, Yuya and Torren just watch the demon lady fly off like it's a normal Tuesday. Torren is just standing there, completely baffled that the war princess just dipped mid-fight. She asks Yuya if he's okay, but our boy is too busy having a silent panic attack to respond. Back at the guild, everyone's losing their minds over seeing a real-life demon. Welcome to the party, folks. Torren drops the demon's name, and Yuya looks like he just saw the ghost of his past failures. The smug princess is now in full-on prayer mode, worried about when the demon will come back for round 2. Torren explains that all C-rank and above adventurers are being drafted for the war. Guess who's not C-rank? Our boy is realizing his slow life plan is officially dead in a ditch. The look of pure dread. He's having a full-blown meltdown, remembering the war princess called him by his old hero name. Busted. Torren tries to cheer him up, saying he's too weak to be drafted anyway. That's not helping Torren. Then our genius gets a brilliant idea. Just skip town and move to another country. Problem solved. Torren suggests a simple goblin quest to earn travel money for his escape plan. So our boy gets right to it, slicing up a goblin like he's just warming up. He's already on his 70th kill and is getting bored with this low-rank quest. And right on cue, a much bigger, uglier problem rears its head from the shadows. Turns out the goblins got evicted by a whole squad of beefy orcs. Classic bait and switch. Yuya casually blocks a swing that would have turned any normal adventurer into a red paste. He follows up with a swift kick to the face, reminding them he's not the one. My man pulls the sword in mouth pose, telling them they messed with the wrong rookie. The orcs immediately try to run for it, realizing they just picked a fight with the protagonist. But Yuya can't let them go, chasing them down to protect the nearby village. His hero instincts are kicking in. Just as he's about to go full hero mode, he hears a woman screaming. His day just keeps getting better. He follows the sound deeper into a cave because his simple quest just had to have a secret dungeon. My man is booking it that I'm just a rookie act is completely out the window now. And there's the problem. The orcs have an elf girl tied up, so much for a clean sweep. Yuya immediately blitzes in and one-shots an orc before it can even blink. He's not playing around. The big boss orc gets pissed, telling Yuya he's ruining their fun. Bro, you're about to get deleted. Our boy starts charging up a spell, and the whole cave lights up like a Christmas tree. He's pulling out some ancient pact magic. Yeah, this is definitely not on the F-rank adventurer skill list. My man unleashes a massive light blast, shouting out the spell's name like a true shonen protagonist. The boss orc is getting absolutely flashbanged while the elf girl shields her eyes from the light show. Our boy is absolutely livid, screaming at the orcs for being a bunch of scumbags. He follows up the light show with a sword slash that just vaporizes everything in its path. The entire back of the cave is just gone, leaving the elf girl staring at the absolute carnage. The elf girl is completely stunned, trying to process how a rookie just nuked a cave. My man hits her with a smug little smile like he didn't just commit several war crimes against orc kind. He switches back to hero mode, offering a hand and asking if she's okay. Smooth transition, my dude. And then he looks up and realizes his simple spell just destabilized the entire cave. He's having another I went all out again moment while the elf girl grabs onto him for dear life. The whole damn cave starts coming down on them because our boy doesn't know the meaning of restraint. Yuya is screaming in panic as he's about to get flattened with the elf girl. His slow life is a disaster. The elf girl our boy saved is waking up, looking like she just survived a natural disaster. Which she did. She sits up all confused, wondering where the hell she is. At least it's not under a pile of rocks. She's clutching her shoulder, the trauma from her little orc problem still fresh in her mind. And we get a quick flashback to her getting cornered by those ugly bastards. Not a great memory. She's remembering our boy's subtle light show that vaporized the whole squad in the cave. A new lady walks in asking if she's finally awake. Looks like they made it out of the rubble somehow. The new lady is checking on her, asking if she's hurt. She seems way too calm about all this. The elf girl says she's a bit sore, but okay, while the lady looks relieved. The lady introduces herself as Sherry and asks for the elf girl's name, getting straight to business. The elf girl introduces herself as Riruri, complete with a shoujo manga flower background. The elf girl, Riruri, asks Sherry if she's her savior, but Sherry's just playing support. Sherry clarifies that some dude from the guild named Yuya Yashiro was the one who saved her. And there's our hero, passed out and drooling like a champion while the girls look on. Sherry's trying not to laugh, while Riruri is just horrified that this is her knight in shining armor. My man is literally sleep-talking about Sherry's body type. Bro is down bad even when he's unconscious. Riruri is completely disgusted, her image of a noble hero shattering into a million pieces. She's trying to remember the badass who saved her, but the reality is just too disappointing. Riruri looks at the drooling mess and realizes her savior is a total degenerate. The pain is real. Sherry is absolutely losing it, trying to hold back her laughter at this whole situation. Then Sherry hits him with the classic dinner, bath, or me line, and our boy is instantly awake. Our boy Yuya is fully activated, hard eyes and all, just from hearing Sherry's voice. He wakes up to Sherry offering him breakfast, while the elf girl Riruri judges him from the corner. Yuya immediately switches to his smooth talker mode, asking about the menu like he's on a date. And now he's skipping down the hall like a Disney princess on his way to breakfast. Sherry finds his antics amusing, but Riruri is not convinced her hero isn't a complete weirdo. So Riruri decides to go full stalker mode, spying on him to see what he's really about. Turns out he's just helping some villagers with farm work, trying to live that simple life. My man is out here tilling fields like he's in Stardew Valley, really committing to the bit. And of course, Sherry shows up with the lunch delivery service right on cue. Yuya loses his mind with joy over the food, jumping like a happy puppy for his new crush. Riruri is peeking from behind a tree, and it looks like she's already catching feelings for our boy. My man is chopping firewood by just kicking a whole-ass tree in half. His slow life is just an excuse to flex. Yuya is standing over a mountain of firewood he made in seconds, looking way too proud of himself. Riruri is absolutely speechless, realizing her degenerate savior is also a walking natural disaster. Sherry praises him, and my man immediately starts blushing, while Riruri watches from the side, totally not jealous. Now he's playing with the village kids, fully committing to his wholesome country boy persona. My man is using his hero-level agility to play tag with toddlers. That's just overkill, dude. The kids are ganging up on him, and our hero is getting run down by a bunch of 5-year-olds. And he gets dogpiled by the children, completely overwhelmed by his new tiny army. Riruri finally drops the act and shares a genuine smile with Yuya. Looks like he won her over after all. Riruri is still spying on our boy, trying to figure out if he's a hero or just a weirdo. Meanwhile, Yuya is out here practicing with a scythe, because his slow life includes farming souls. My man is looking way too serious for someone who's supposed to be on vacation. Riruri is just sitting there watching him, probably wondering why her savior is so extra. Yuya finishes his training montage, and Riruri is peeking around the corner, totally impressed. And of course, he takes his shirt off, giving Riruri a front row seat to the gun show. My man hits the dramatic hero pose, showing off the back muscles that save the world. He takes a deep breath, getting ready to show her what a real hero's workout looks like. Yuya unleashes a whirlwind of slashes, proving his rookie act is the biggest lie in this world. He gives that dead-eyed stare of a man who's seen some shit. Yeah, that's the Demon King Slayer right there. Riruri is completely flustered by the gun show, and our boy Yuya is just happy to have an audience. My man is swinging a stick so fast it's breaking the sound barrier. So much for farming practice. He's out here practicing his swordsmanship like he's about to fight the Demon King all over again. Riruri is absolutely shook, realizing this dude's training could level a small country. His hero senses tingle again, and he finally spots his little elf stalker hiding behind a tree. He calls her out, and Riruri is just frozen, completely busted while checking out the merchandise. Our boy is just standing there shirtless and confused, wondering why this elf girl is so obsessed with him. He just laughs it off, hitting her with that classic aw shucks anime protagonist charm. And just like that, Riruri's heart is going 1,000,000 miles an hour. Yeah, she's down bad. She's clutching her chest, wondering what this feeling is. Girl, that's called catching feelings for the protagonist. Sherry calls them for dinner, and our boy Yuya is still rocking the shirtless look for his audience. The moment he hears dinner, Yuya goes full Pavlov's dog, leaving Riruri completely baffled by his antics. Later that night, our hero is completely passed out, probably dreaming of his failed slow life. Riruri is still trying to reconcile the badass who saved her with the drooling idiot she's been watching. Her curiosity gets the best of her, and she decides to do a little late-night recon on our boy's room. She gives a little knock, probably hoping he's awake so she can accidentally run into him. With no answer, Riruri just lets herself in because privacy is not a thing in this village. She finds our boy Yuya completely knocked out, dead to the world after a hard day of not relaxing. Yuya starts sleep-talking some degenerate nonsense again, and Riruri nearly has a heart attack. She's completely flustered, realizing her hero is a certified weirdo even in his sleep. Our boy starts sleep-talking again, but this time he's crying and saying some girl's name. Damn, he's got trauma. Riruri is completely shook, realizing this dude is more than just a pervy sleeper. And of course, he wakes up right then and there, catching her looming over him like a weirdo. They're both sitting up now, caught in the most awkward morning-after situation that wasn't a morning after. Riruri gets all flustered, trying to explain she just wanted to thank him properly. Sure. My man is just staring blankly, his brain still buffering from whatever sad dream he just had. He snaps out of it and tells her the best way to thank him is to tell him her name. Smooth. Riruri absolutely loses her shit because he just spoke to her in perfect fluent Elvish. He casually explains he learned it from arguing with an elf buddy from his old party. What a flex. Our boy finally introduces himself properly as Yuya Yashiro, putting on his charming hero face. Riruri finally introduces herself, looking like she's the main character of a shoujo manga now. Our boy Yuya hits her with the protagonist wink, telling her he likes her name. The riz is unreal. 5 days later, Yuya is finally leaving, thanking Sherry for the hospitality while she thanks him for saving them. Sherry notices he's looking kinda down, but our boy tries to play it off like he's not totally sad to leave his new crush. He's internally freaking out, realizing he can't complain because Sherry's a widow and has it way worse. He quickly tries to change the subject before he says something stupid, looking all serious for a second. And just as he's about to leave, Riruri the elf girl just latches onto his leg like a human backpack. He's begging her to let go, but she's gone full stage 5 clinger, screaming that she's never leaving him. My man tries to just drag her to the guild with him, but Sherry calls him back like a mom stopping her kid. Sherry just straight up asks him to take the elf girl with him, and our boy is shocked he's being saddled with a sidekick. Sherry explains that the elf girl is just a kid, and it's way too dangerous for her to be traveling alone. Our boy is actually considering it, but only because he's the one being asked to take her. The logic is flawless. Yuya complains about having to babysit, while Riruri is already treating him like her personal jungle gym. And Sherry hits him with the ultimate weapon, the sad puppy dog eyes. My man is about to fold. Yuya immediately goes full simp mode, promising to protect Riruri with his life just to impress Sherry. He instantly regrets trying to act cool, calling himself an idiot while the girls just stare at him. Riruri is having a tearful goodbye with Sherry. At least someone's taking this seriously. Sherry gives her a hug, telling her they'll meet again. It's a whole emotional departure scene. And just like that, our boy is off with his new elf-shaped luggage permanently attached to his side. Riruri is looking up at him with the biggest I won smile I've ever seen. She played the long game. Our boy is already exhausted from his new babysitting duties. The slow life is a distant memory. Riruri is getting head pats and is absolutely loving her new role as the protagonist's permanent backpack. And they're off to a new town, because his genius plan to skip the country is still a go. Sherry and the whole village see them off, basically telling him to be a good dad to his new elf daughter. My man waves goodbye, officially starting his new career as an adventurer and a reluctant guardian. Riruri is already asking for the itinerary, while Yuya looks like he's questioning every decision he's ever made. He tells her they're heading back to the capital, the one place he was desperately trying to escape. Meanwhile, back at the guild, we meet the guildmaster. She looks like she doesn't play games. The guildmaster is reporting that our boy Yuya is on his way back. His cover is already blown. And of course, some new shadowy psycho is waiting for him. Yeah, that slow life is never happening. And we cut to some new psycho girl sitting on a throne, looking like she crawled out of the ring. Meanwhile, Yuya and his new elf backpack Riruri have finally made it back to the capital. Riruri is having the time of her life while Yuya is shocked she's not puking from his super speed. My man tells Riruri they gotta switch to the local language, and she's looking at him like he grew a second head. He explains that speaking Elvish will get them noticed, and he's trying to stay off the radar for once. He tells her it's good practice anyway, and she just agrees. He's in full-on dad mode now. They finally get to the guild with Riruri practically bouncing off the walls with excitement. Inside, our boy is back at the counter while Riruri hides behind him, not used to the big city life. A new guild girl confirms his name, and my man is just trying to act like a normal dude. And she hits him with the news that he's been promoted straight to C rank. His low-profile plan is already a joke. Our boy is just standing there with his brain buffering from the sudden promotion news. The guild girl explains he got a speedrun promotion for single-handedly deleting that orc nest. She clarifies that his performance lets him skip the newbie ranks and jump straight into the big leagues. The gears are turning, and my man is slowly realizing how badly he just screwed himself over. And there it is, the full-blown panic that his C-rank status makes him prime draft material for the war. He tries to backtrack, asking for a simple D-rank quest to keep his head down. Nice try, dude. But the guild girl shuts him down, saying his only option now is to take on the big boy quests. She offers him the only available C-rank job, hunting a pair of basilisks. Yeah, that sounds simple. My man is losing it, pointing out that basilisks can turn you to stone. The guild girl is sweating. Just as he's about to argue, someone shouts his name and our boy is caught off guard. And look who it is, the Amazonian queen Torren, waltzing in like she owns the place. She gets right in our boy's face, asking if he's the one who soloed that orc nest. My man is getting a face full of plot and is about to short-circuit from the pressure. But just as he's about to pass out, he feels a little tug on his shirt from behind. It's his new elf backpack Riruri, and she is not happy about this new development. Torren finally notices the tiny jealous elf attached to our boy's hip, looking ready to throw hands. So Riruri puffs out her chest and declares herself his partner. She's staking her claim early. Our boy is confused since when, but Torren is just eating up this drama with a smile. Torren introduces herself as the only AA rank merc in the guild. Yeah, she's a top-tier player. Yuya realizes AA rank is just below the god-tier S ranks. His low-profile plan is a certified joke. Our boy asks Torren about the basilisk quest, and she's wondering why a rookie would even touch that kind of job. He explains it's the only quest available for him, and Torren is absolutely floored by the guild's stupidity. Torren goes full Karen on the guild girl, slamming the desk and demanding answers for this suicide mission. She's literally fuming, and the poor guild girl looks like she's about to cry while our boy just watches the chaos. Torren gets real close, whispering to Yuya that this is obviously a setup by the guild to test him. She keeps whispering sweet nothings about a big payday in his ear, and my man's brain just completely short-circuits. He's a drooling mess while his elf backpack Riruri clings to him, trying to pull him away from the danger zone. Yuya's already strategizing, thinking basilisks are tough, but his holy sword should do the trick. He's back in hero mode. He starts listing off supplies for the quest, and Torren is shocked he's actually serious about fighting 2 basilisks. My man gets that smug protagonist look, thinking this is the perfect chance to impress the Amazonian queen. Bro's priorities are a mess. Yuya hits Torren with the "don't worry, I'm basically a god" line. Bro, your ego is writing checks your slow life can't cash. And his elf backpack Riruri immediately starts biting him, reminding him who his real partner is. The jealousy is palpable. My man is already over this drama, getting a pity pat from Riruri while he contemplates his life choices. They're actually planning the quest now, with Riruri trying to look like a serious party member. And we cut to a couple of horses that look like they were drawn by a middle schooler. The budget must be tight. Our boy and his elf backpack arrive at the stables, ready to rent their ride for this suicide mission. The super cheerful stable master welcomes them to the carriage rental place. This guy seems way too happy. The stable master confirms the guild sent them, and Riruri is just mesmerized by the horses. He presents their ride like it's a new car, giving them the whole sales pitch on this 3-person carriage. Yuya immediately calls him out, pointing out there are only 2 of them. Oh, I wonder who the 3rd seat is for. The stable master confirms the carriage is for 3 people. Yeah, we all know who's crashing this party. And there she is, the Amazonian queen Torren, announcing she's his examiner for this suicide quest. Torren explains she basically bullied the guildmaster into letting her tag along to watch the show. She hits him with a wink, saying it's better than going with a stranger. The Riz is off the charts. Our boy Yuya is clutching his heart, thinking she's worried about him. Bro, she's just bored. He's already imagining a 3-day road trip with a goddess while his elf backpack Riruri seethes in the background. Riruri gets cold feet, asking if it's too dangerous for her to come along. A little late for that, kid. She immediately changes her mind, popping out to declare herself his one and only partner. The elf backpack has chosen violence, and they're off, rolling through some Mordor-looking landscape on their way to fight giant lizards. Yuya points out the obvious, that the whole place is a dead, ashen wasteland. Welcome to Basilisk Country. The elf backpack Riruri is already petrified, looking like she's about to have a heart attack. Our boy Yuya is trying to figure out why his new sidekick is vibrating with pure terror. Torren steps in to comfort the terrified elf backpack, who's now clinging to her for dear life. Riruri is just burying her face in Torren's chest, too scared to even look at the spooky landscape. She finally blurts out that they're surrounded, clinging to Yuya like a lifeline. Our boy's hero senses finally kick in, realizing his elf backpack wasn't just being dramatic. He screams a warning at Torren, who's caught completely off guard by the sudden danger. My man grabs his elf backpack and bails out of the carriage just in the nick of time. And the whole damn carriage gets vaporized by a surprise attack from underground. Talk about a welcome party. Yuya is just staring at the massive crater, realizing this simple quest is already a total disaster. Our boy is already calling out the BS, realizing the guild's pair of basilisks story was a lie. And right on cue, a giant-ass lizard bursts from the ground to welcome them to the party. Turns out a pair was code for "you're completely surrounded by giant death lizards." My man just pops a potion and tells the lizards it's time for a warm-up while Torren is shook. Meanwhile, his elf backpack Riruri is just chilling, asking him how he's going to get out of this one. And the basilisks just keep coming, with someone counting up to 17 of these ugly bastards. And just like that, our boy has already folded the entire squad while Torren is still processing. The Amazonian queen is losing her mind over the guild's shitty intel, but our boy is already in detective mode. He's putting the pieces together, realizing this whole ambush feels way too convenient to be random. His first guess is the smug princess's kingdom, but he knows they have no idea who he is. Yuya's connecting the dots, realizing the guild set him up to get him drafted into the war. He's imagining the carnage if this basilisk army had actually reached the capital. The Amazonian queen Torren looms over him, about to drop the final piece of the puzzle. Torren confirms it, and our boy Yuya just completely short-circuits from the stress of it all. He remembers some old lady's prophecy from 3 years ago that perfectly explains this whole mess. And our hero just faints from the plot dump, leaving his elf backpack to ask Torren for help. My man wakes up, grabs a spear, and goes full hero mode, telling the girls he's got this. And right on cue, the real boss basilisks show up, making the last 17 look like appetizers. He recognizes these two specifically, calling them out based on that old lady's warning. Our boy gets into his fighting stance, ready to throw down with the actual final bosses of this quest. Our boy Yuya immediately goes on the offensive, letting out a battle cry as he swings his spear. He unleashes a massive light blast, trying to flashbang the 2 boss lizards into next week. He follows up with a direct hit, shattering the basilisk's rocky hide like it's nothing. The 2 boss lizards are just screaming their heads off, completely rattled by his opening move. And then Yuya realizes his big attack barely scratched them. They're right behind him, looking pissed. My man recovers instantly, spinning into another attack and smacking one of the lizards across the face. He's got that dead-eyed hero look again, fully locked in now that this is a real fight. He straight up yeets his spear like a javelin, aiming right for the basilisk's weak spot. The spear lands with a massive thud, hitting the lizard right where it hurts. Bullseye. He's already celebrating the hit, telling himself he can't miss this shot. Bro, it's still standing. The boss lizards are pissed and digging in, not even close to being done with this fight. My man is already thinking about the loot drop, talking about wanting their materials. He yeets a couple of shiny discs into the air, setting up his next big brain play. And the lizards fall for it, looking up at the shiny things like absolute morons. Yuya uses the opening to launch himself into the air for the perfect attack angle. He hits them with the smug "here's the change" line, knowing they just took the bait. My man is literally flying through the air while his little traps go off in the background. The lizards literally ate the bait, and now they're about to have a very bad day. Our boy just stands there as the lizards start glowing, about to pop like overfilled balloons. Torren is just standing there completely speechless, while the elf backpack hides from the light show. Our boy Yuya hits them with the smug "that's a wrap" look, way too proud of his little light show. He's out here flexing, talking about how good it feels to finally go all out. Bro, your slow life is a joke. My man immediately runs to the Amazonian queen Torren, asking if she saw how cool he was. The thirst is real. Torren is just stammering, trying to warn him about the actual danger he completely missed. Our boy is just standing there confused, completely oblivious to the "look behind you" signal. Torren finally screams a warning as the real final boss basilisk pops up to say hello. And that's the face of a man who just realized he celebrated way too damn early. The boss lizard is about to turn him into a snack while our hero is just frozen in place. The Amazonian queen Torren looks like she's about to step in and save his dumb ass. And the basilisk's head just gets turned into a pile of rocks by a massive punch. Talk about a clutch save. Our boy Yuya is just relieved he didn't get eaten while the Amazonian queen Torren looks on in shock. And now he's back to work, slicing through the remaining lizards like they're made of paper. My man hits the victory pose with his spear, looking way too smug after almost becoming a snack. Torren is just staring, finally processing that this rookie is an absolute walking disaster zone. Yuya stands over the carnage, thinking about how they just soloed an entire basilisk army. He immediately starts simping, telling Torren how impressed he is with her strength. Bro, read the room. Torren is completely flustered by the compliment, her brain buffering from this whole situation. The elf backpack Riruri steps up, giving Yuya a pep talk like she's his personal hype man. Torren realizes our boy is just a massive show-off who is pretending to be in trouble. She's onto his game, and the final boss just gets completely obliterated, ending this simple quest once and for all. The Amazonian queen Torren is staring down the final boss basilisk as it tanks a hit like a champ. Torren is in absolute denial, realizing this thing is on a completely different level, and our boy Yuya is just face down in the dirt, completely knocked out. Perfect timing, my dude. She's absolutely terrified as the basilisk gives her the "you're next" stare. The giant lizard looms over them, ready to finish the job our boy couldn't. Torren is trying to wake up our useless hero while the elf backpack Riruri is also out cold. She's holding Riruri and blaming herself for getting Yuya folded. The guilt is hitting hard. The basilisk is licking its lips, ready to turn the whole party into a snack. Torren realizes the lizard isn't using its petrifying gaze. It wants to eat them alive. So the Amazonian queen gets into a fighting stance, ready to protect her unconscious party members. The Amazonian queen Torren is bracing for impact as the final boss lizard goes in for the kill. She's waiting for the chomp, but realizes she's not dead yet. The confusion is palpable, and that's because the basilisk's head just got completely caved in from off-screen. Our boy Yuya is back on his feet, standing over the corpse like he wasn't just taking a nap. The Amazonian queen is just staring, trying to process how he woke up and one-shotted the final boss. My man hits her with a "my bad," looking all serious like he didn't just let her almost die. He's walking towards her with that hero stride, ready to finally end this disaster of a quest. He's on his knees apologizing for sandbagging the whole fight and letting her think she was gonna die. And the Amazonian queen just breaks down, the relief and stress finally hitting her all at once. She grabs onto him, telling him she's just glad he's not dead. My man just secured the emotional support role. The Amazonian queen Torren is still bawling her eyes out, admitting she was terrified. My man's little prank really broke her. Our boy is just taking it in, looking like he finally gets how much he screwed up by sandbagging the fight. He's looking a little flustered now, probably not used to an Amazonian queen crying all over his bare chest. And the elf backpack Riruri finally wakes up, just in time to see the emotional support session in progress. Yuya immediately starts apologizing to Riruri too for putting her through that mess. He's on a world tour of apologies. Riruri is remembering his big light show from the cave, connecting the dots on his insane power level. She's looking at him with total hard eyes, saying he saved her again. She is 100% a believer now. But our boy's hero senses start tingling again, picking up on something approaching in the distance. He whips around on high alert while the girls are still trying to process the last 5 minutes of chaos. Torren asks what's coming, and Riruri points out a carriage. The cleanup crew is finally here for this disaster. And here comes the cavalry, a whole damn convoy rolling in to clean up the mess. They pull up in some fancy carriages, a definite upgrade from the one that got nuked earlier. A new lady bows to our boy and calls him Hiro Yashiro. Welp, the secret's out. Torren and the elf backpack are absolutely floored, finally realizing who they've been hanging out with. Yuya asks who the hell she is and why she's calling him a hero. My man is in full damage control mode. The new lady just smiles and confirms it, not even trying to play dumb about the situation. She explains the guildmaster sent them to pick up the basilisk corpses and give them a ride. She's offering them a lift back to town, basically rolling out the red carpet for him now. Our boy is realizing the guildmaster planned this whole test from the very beginning. Torren and Riruri are just watching, probably wondering if they were the bait in this whole setup. The crew is riding back in their new VIP carriage, leaving the scene of the crime. 3 days later, they're standing in front of some fancy mansion, looking like they're about to meet the final boss. A maid leads them up the stairs to meet the big boss. The slow life is officially a myth. And of course, the person they're meeting is hiding behind a dramatic curtain like a supervillain. The mystery voice calls him by name, confirming this is another person who knows his secret. My man is already over the drama, telling them to stop hiding and talk to him properly. He asks how much they knew, and the voice says they predicted his every move. Total Puppet Master vibes. Our boy just casually calls her Granny. Oh, so this is the old lady from his flashback. And the curtain just gets absolutely shredded as someone comes flying out at him. The Granny is a tiny feral old lady who's pissed he called her old. She's got a name, Norn. Our boy Yuya immediately backpedals, calling the tiny Granny by her full fancy title. He learned his lesson real quick. The Granny, Norn, sits there all smug, asking him how much of her master plan he's already figured out. My man lays it all out, explaining how they used the basilisk quest to expose him and drag him into the war. Torren is absolutely floored, realizing she was just bait while the Granny explains it was all part of her 4D chess game. Granny Norn is just nodding along, confirming that our boy is smart enough to see through her galaxy brain plan. She gets that main quest giver look, telling him it's time to cut the crap and get down to business. And there it is. Granny Norn points at him and officially asks the former hero to get back in the game. She's not asking, she's telling him to join the war. The slow life plan is officially 6 feet under. Our boy just smiles, looking like he knew this was inevitable. The acceptance phase of grief for his slow life. The Amazonian queen Torren immediately tries to intervene, telling him to hold up before he signs his life away again. Torren is still trying to process the hero reveal, while Granny Norn clarifies he's the former hero. Our boy Yuya is grumbling that he's not going to get swept up in their plans. Yeah, good luck with that, dude. The tiny granny is just cackling, saying her training must have really beaten the ego out of him. Then she drops a casual, good thing you died once, like it's a normal Tuesday. What the hell, Granny? The Amazonian queen Torren is completely shook, repeating the word died like her brain just blue-screened. Our boy just confirms it, telling Torren he totally died once. He says it so casually, too, and we get a flashback of him getting absolutely deleted by some big bad. Yeah, that looks like dead, but he just respawned on the spot because being the hero comes with a free revive. That's a broken perk. Torren is trying to compute this, asking if heroes are just immortal. The power scaling is getting ridiculous. Yuya hits her with the, well, technically I'm not a hero anymore line. Bro, stop being cryptic. The Amazonian queen and the elf backpack are just staring, their brains completely fried by the lore drop. The tiny granny is asking if he was scared of being treated like a freak for being unkillable. Granny Norn explains that the hero is basically a walking symbol of hope, powered by the people's will. And the Holy Sword is a cheat code that literally won't let you die until the Demon King is gone. The Demon King is the polar opposite, a big ball of hate and despair that can't be killed either. So our boy explains they couldn't kill the big bad, they just sealed him to stop the forever war, and he's remembering some girl he lost along the way. Damn, the hero gig has a high price. The tiny granny just flops down, telling him to relax because his hometown girl is fine. The elf backpack gives him a comforting head pat, and our boy is just taking the emotional support. Our boy tells the tiny granny that's why he needed to see her, but also to stop calling her old. Our boy Yuya is demanding to know why the Demon King is back on the menu if he's supposed to be sealed. The tiny granny hits him with a smug look, confirming the big bad isn't back, but the seal is getting weaker. She explains the Demon King's generals are making moves, which is why the War Princess showed up to test the waters. Norn points at Yuya, telling him to get in the fight, but he's still trying to pass the buck to the new hero. The tiny granny is getting pampered while gassing up the new hero team, but our boy isn't buying it. She drops that the new kid can use Dragonic language, and Yuya is shook that the replacement is actually a big deal. But Norn gets dead serious, saying even with all that power, the new kid is still not ready for the big leagues. She explains they need a whole squad of top-tier fighters, and the current hero party just ain't it. The tiny granny tells our boy to follow her, and he's just standing there like he's about to get another side quest. Norn leads the whole crew out, telling them to follow her like she's about to start the next mission briefing. Torren and the elf backpack are still buffering from the lore drop while the tiny granny keeps talking. The tiny granny leads the whole crew down some ominous stairs, taking them to the secret level. Norn drops some cryptic BS about not knowing what's coming next. Yeah, that's reassuring. Our boy Yuya calls her out, asking why the future-seeing granny can't see the future. The tiny granny admits her clairvoyance is on the fritz, which is a first in 1,000 years. Oh, we're screwed. She leads them to some massive chained-up door that's just screaming final boss room. Our boy Yuya is just staring at the door like, damn, that's a big door. The tiny granny hits him with the I need you to fight for me line, the final recruitment pitch. Yuya is still trying to weasel out of it, saying he just wants his slow life back. Bro, give it up. And Norn pulls rank, telling him this isn't a request, it's an order from his master. Oof, checkmate. Our boy Yuya tells the tiny granny to stop being so damn dramatic and act like her usual self. And we get a flashback of someone shattering chains, talking about how they hid the hero's identity. The chains hit the floor, symbolizing our boy's secret finally getting blown wide open. A new, serious-looking elf lady appears, saying this whole situation is going to mess with his head. She keeps talking, saying this is all just reopening his old wounds from the last war. Our boy is just standing there sweating bullets, completely unprepared for this emotional damage. And she drops the bomb, calling herself his useless master and asking for his forgiveness. Yuya is absolutely bugging out, realizing the tiny granny was just a front for this new boss. Then we get a nice relaxing view of the massive army he's now expected to lead. A close-up on the faceless soldiers all lined up and ready to be cannon fodder in the upcoming war. A fancy-ass carriage rolls up looking like it's carrying the next batch of protagonists. And here they are, the new hero and his party, looking way too clean for a war zone. One of the new girls is already overwhelmed by the sheer number of soldiers. Yeah, it's a big deal. Another one is just whispering about how strong everyone looks. You're not in Kansas anymore, kid. The edgy girl of the group is already complaining about her view being blocked. Classic. The new hero, Kaido, gets that serious protagonist look, announcing the enemy is on its way. And of course, the smug princess is here to greet the new talent she's backing. One of the new party members points out this is a whole coalition army, not just one kingdom's forces. The new hero is already putting two and two together, remembering which kingdom summoned the previous hero. And right on cue, some roided-out psycho gets pissed that his country's name was even mentioned. The roided-out psycho introduces himself as Prince Ibsal, the future emperor. Bro's got main villain energy. Roid Rage Prince is now eyeing the new hero's party, calling the girls a good haul. The creep factor is off the charts. He offers to take them all, and the new hero Kaido has to point out that he's a dude. This psycho says he doesn't care. As long as they're pretty, he'll take care of them. This dude is a menace. One of the party members is completely losing it, telling the Roid Rage Prince to back the hell off. And look who it is, the smug princess walking in with an aura that says, "I'm about to end this man's career." The Roid Rage Prince immediately switches targets, offering to make the smug princess his girl. She's not impressed. He tries to act all chummy with her, but she's giving him the "I'd rather die" look. A new, much calmer lady shows up, greeting the smug princess like an old acquaintance. The smug princess ignores the psycho and asks Kaido's party if they're the new heroes. Time for a status check. The new lady introduces herself as Sylvia, the Empress who fought alongside the previous hero. Oh, she's one of our boys' old war buddies. The new hero Kaido is processing this, and Empress Sylvia confirms she's speaking from experience. And then she just straight up tells the new hero party not to fight. Talk about a welcome speech. One of the new party members is completely bugging out, her brain short-circuiting from the command. Empress Sylvia drops the lore bomb that a hero isn't needed in a world without a demon king. The smug princess backs her up, telling the new kids they're researching a way to send them home. The new hero Kaido is absolutely losing it, demanding to know why they're being benched. Empress Sylvia hits him with the "Do I really need to explain this to you" a glare. Kaido goes full shonen protagonist, screaming that he's gonna be the one to kill the demon king. And we get the intense stare down between the new kid on the block and the old hero's partner. Empress Sylvia just straight up tells the new hero he's not built for this fight. The disrespect is real. The new kid Kaido is completely floored, realizing she thinks only the OG hero can handle this. He argues he's got draconic language, but she reminds him he dies when he is killed. No respawns for you, buddy. And just like that, Kaido is completely speechless, finally getting that he's just the understudy. The smug princess is looking down, feeling the weight of her decision to bench the new kids. Turns out the smug princess is the one who sealed the demon king. Okay, she's earned the right to be smug. The Roid Rage Prince is still running his mouth, claiming this is his war while the actual players talk strategy. Someone's pissed about the whole, "Let's just throw some random kid with high stats at the problem" plan. The leadership admits the new kids can't win and don't even have the holy sword. They're sending them in with nothing. But Kaido is back on his shonen protagonist BS, ready to ignore all the warnings and get himself folded. Empress Sylvia is explaining that someone obsessed with revenge can't beat the Demon King, a direct shot at the new kid's shonen energy. The new hero Kaido is having a main character moment, apologizing to the OG hero for his world needing a savior again. The smug princess is playing 4D chess, asking for forgiveness for the cold-hearted moves she's about to make. She stands up and basically tells the new kids to sit down and watch how the pros handle a war. The smug princess is looking out, saying she just wants to get her people home in one piece. She's getting her game face on, declaring that for that to happen, they absolutely have to win this fight. One of the new kids notices the dust has settled and the sky is clear. The calm before the storm, my dude. And right on cue, the smug princess starts screaming that the Demon King's army has arrived, the party's here. We get a shot of the enemy's feet hitting the ground, and it looks like they brought the whole neighborhood. And there's the welcome wagon, 300,000 monsters ready to turn this whole battlefield into a crater. The human army's scouts are already shitting themselves, confirming a Duke-class general is on the field. An old strategist confirms it's not one but two of the Demon King's top generals. Yeah, this is not going well. And here they are, a couple of giant rock monsters just rolling up to the party like they own the place. A new cocky demon boy is laughing his ass off, telling his partner to look at the terrified humans. He's just chilling on his pet monster, talking mad shit about how pathetic the whole situation is. This is the Wind Prince, and he's getting ready to just wipe the entire army off the map for fun. My man is just way too excited to commit some war crimes, looking absolutely feral about it. His partner, the Ice Princess, looks bored as hell but agrees to scatter the weaklings. And just like that, the entire demon army charges, ready to turn the whole place into a parking lot. The new hero Kaido ignores every single warning and goes full shonen protagonist, leading the charge himself. The new hero Kaido is already carving up the front lines, trying to prove he's not just a benchwarmer. My man is literally biting his dagger, going full feral mode. He's really feeling this shonen moment. He's out here yeeting daggers and clearing mobs like it's a video game. The new kid unleashes some big explosive attack, trying to show off for the pros watching from the sidelines. Kaido is giving himself a pep talk, trying to convince himself he's actually built for this war. And we cut to a flashback of the smug princess talking to the new kid at night. The smug princess is telling him it's not lame to be a hero. She's trying to manage his ego. Kaido admits he's just a kid who's excited to save the world. Bro, you're in way over your head. The smug princess gives him a lecture about how people look up to heroes. She's trying to teach him responsibility. Meanwhile, Empress Sylvia is telling one of the new party members about the OG Saintess from 3 years ago. Empress Sylvia explains the OG Saintess became a knight just to protect the hero. Now that's dedication. The Saintess is laughing off her inexperience, but she's got that main character energy for sure. The hero of that time holds her hand, saying he's a rookie too. A little hero in training romance is brewing. He gives her a whole shonen speech about becoming a hero together. This is getting way too wholesome. The kid gets all fired up, his hand glowing with that protagonist power. He's 100% bought in. And then the flashback cuts to the Saintess getting ambushed, swinging her sword at some shadow monster. She gets absolutely deleted right in front of the kid. Well, that wholesome moment didn't last long. The kid is just frozen, splattered with her blood, completely traumatized. Welcome to the big leagues, kid. And here's the psycho demon girl who did it, talking mad shit about how weak humans are. She's demanding the kid tell her where our boy Yuya is, cause she's got a bone to pick with the OG. The new kid Kaido is on his knees, absolutely seething after watching his friend get deleted right in front of him. The psycho demon girl is talking mad shit, completely unaware she just pushed the protagonist button on the wrong guy. And Kaido just snaps, moving so fast he's just a blur. The trauma-fueled power-up is here. The psycho demon girl is actually surprised, not expecting the benchwarmer to have any fight in him. Kaido is already in her face with a big-ass sword, going for the revenge kill while she barely dodges. She's got a smug look on her face, basically saying, not bad for a rookie. She's enjoying this. And she just casually blocks his attack with some dark magic. Yeah, she's a whole different level of problem. The new kid Kaido formally introduces himself as the hero. He's staking his claim on this fight. He's screaming about wiping out all the demons. Bro's running on pure, unfiltered shonen rage now. And they're finally throwing hands. A full-on clash between the new hero and the psycho who started it all. The new kid Kaido is still carving up mobs, talking about his personal demons. Bro's got issues. He one-shots a big boy, screaming about not touching his friends. A little late for that, my dude. Kaito decides he's done with the tutorial level and is going straight for the Duke class boss. The new kid is powering up, getting ready to show everyone why he's the protagonist now. And the cocky Wind Prince shows up, laughing about how unlucky Kaito is to run into him. The Wind Prince intercepts the new kid mid-charge, and we've got a proper boss fight on our hands. The cocky demon boy is asking if Kaido is the new hero the psycho girl was talking about. News travels fast. He's promising not to do anything as cruel as burning him alive. Oh, how considerate of him. The Wind Prince is just floating there, promising to slice him up instead. The villain monologue is in full swing, and he whips out his weird spiky staff, ready to make good on that promise. The Wind Prince unleashes a massive attack, and the new kid Kaido is caught right in the blast zone. The new party members are freaking out, realizing this Duke-class power is on a whole other level. But the edgy girl is keeping her cool, thinking they shouldn't go all out just yet. Smart. Meanwhile, the Ice Princess is just floating there, looking like she's got better things to do. A close-up confirms the Ice Princess is completely unimpressed with this entire battlefield. The new party members are hiding, wishing the Ice Princess would just land so they can get this over with. The Ice Princess finally shows some interest, spotting the new kid Kaido coming in hot from above. Kaido goes for a surprise dive kick, trying to take out the other general while she's just chilling. The rest of the new heroes party is completely floored, realizing their leader just went for a 1v2. And the Roid Rage Prince is finally getting off the bench, looking like he's ready to join the chaos. The Roid Rage Prince himself finally decides to join the fight, looking smug as hell while the new party watches. He immediately launches a surprise attack on the Ice Princess. Bro is trying to steal the whole show. The Ice Princess is absolutely pissed that some random human actually managed to touch her. Roid Rage Prince keeps running his mouth, saying she's nothing compared to the real killers he knows. The edgy girl from Kaido's party jumps in to shut him up, and he just mocks her for being a maid. She's about to rearrange his face with that giant gauntlet for the disrespect. But her punch gets blocked by a wall of ice. The Ice Princess just saved the dude who attacked her. The Ice Princess finally gets serious, unleashing a storm of ice mirrors. She's done playing games. The edgy girl and the katana girl from Kaido's party team up to defend against the ice storm. The katana girl is impressed by the demon's power, but she's looking ready to throw down. The katana girl goes for a big swing, but the Ice Princess looks like she's about to block it with her teeth. Katana girl gets stopped mid-attack by some new lacy-gloved hand. Who the hell is this now? The new hero Kaido is back in the mix, blocking a hit from the Ice Princess. Bro is everywhere at once. The little mage kid from Kaido's party is having his shonen moment, saying he won't be dead weight. The Ice Princess gets sent flying from some off-screen attack. Looks like the mage kid's spell is about to land. And the kid drops a whole-ass explosion spell. Someone's been watching Konosuba. The spell leaves a massive crater, and the kid looks like he just used his one and only move. The ponytail girl from the party gives him a nice job, thinking they actually did something. The new hero Kaido is looking over the smoke, probably thinking they just won the fight. And the Ice Princess is just chilling behind her fan, completely unfazed. Yeah, that big attack was a total whiff. The new party is just staring, completely floored that the Ice Princess is literally unscratched. The Ice Princess hits them with a smug, "Not bad for a bunch of weaklings" line. She's just toying with them. And just as they're processing that L, the whole damn battlefield starts shaking like an earthquake. The Ice Princess looks back at the main camp, telling them she's got more bad news for them. Back at the human army's base, the ground is cracking open and the soldiers are losing their minds. A giant-ass dragon bursts out of the ground, sending dudes flying like ragdolls. The B team has arrived. The smug princess recognizes the monster, shocked that they're making a direct attack on the main camp. She's screaming for everyone to fall back, announcing that one of the 6-blade generals is here. The dragon looks up as some new challenger comes flying down from the sky for a superhero landing. And here's the new boss, a giant armored dude who lands hard enough to crack the damn ground. The new boss introduces himself as Terrakio, flexing like he's about to drop the world's heaviest mixtape. He confirms he's the Rock Lance War General, one of the Big Six. So yeah, the main camp is screwed. Meanwhile, the new kid Kaido is still trying to 1v1 the cocky Wind Prince, going for a big aerial attack. Kaito gets distracted by the earthquake back at camp, wondering what fresh hell just broke loose. And the Wind Prince immediately punishes him for it, telling him to keep his eyes on the prize. The cocky demon boy hits him with the "While you're dying here, your friends are dying over there" line. He goes on the attack, telling the new kid Kaido that this is where his little hero journey ends. Kaito is getting absolutely worked, barely managing to block the onslaught. He is so out of his league. The Wind Prince is just floating there with a smug grin, enjoying the show way too much. The new kid Kaido is already beat up, realizing this dude's healing factor is a total cheat code. The new kid Kaido decides to pull out a move so big, the demon's healing factor can't handle it. He starts chanting in Dragonic, and the Wind Prince is shook, realizing Kaido's been holding back. The cocky demon boy is pissed, screaming that Kaido should have used that power from the start. Kaido easily dodges the attack, looking way more confident now that he's using his trump card. They both scream their attack names, getting ready for the big shonen power clash. The Wind Prince unleashes a massive tornado attack, trying to shred the new kid to pieces. The cocky demon boy is just watching his attack land, thinking he's already got this in the bag. The whole area gets absolutely nuked by the wind attack, looking like Kaido just got vaporized. But of course, Kaido just walks out of the smoke without a scratch. The classic "that did nothing" reveal. The new kid's eye goes full dragon mode as he activates his Dragonic Rage power-up. Shit's getting real. Kaido goes full dragon mode, clashing with the Wind Prince's spiky bullshit. The real fight starts now. And he lands a nasty slice right across the demon boy's chest. That's definitely gonna leave a mark. The cocky Wind Prince is screaming his head off, finally feeling what a real hit is like. My man is actually impressed, admitting the new kid managed to wound a top-tier general. Kaido hits him with the "remember my name" line. Yeah, he's feeling himself after that one. Meanwhile, the Ice Princess is just standing there, probably wondering why her partner is getting folded. And she's so shook she's literally drooling. Guess she's not used to seeing her boys take an L. She's looking back at the main camp, asking what the hell is going on over there. And the main camp is getting absolutely demolished with smoke pillars everywhere. It's a total disaster zone. Back at camp, the Rocklance General is just laughing, loving every second of the carnage he's causing. The Rocklance General is just plowing through the front lines, turning knights into speed bumps. My man is about to smash this poor soldier with a boulder. Talk about overkill. But his dragon mount gets absolutely decked from off-screen, interrupting his little rampage. And the dragon is down for the count, completely folded in a single hit. The Rocklance General is pissed, calling out Empress Sylvia by name for taking out his ride. And there she is, our boy's old war buddy, charging up a flaming arrow like a damn pro. Empress Sylvia lets the shot fly, ready to turn this new general into a pile of ash. The arrow lands and creates a massive explosion. That's gotta leave a mark, right? Of course not. The Rocklance General just flexes through the smoke, completely unfazed. He's laughing, saying she's pretty good to make him use his hardening skill. This dude is a tank. Empress Sylvia admits she can't beat this tank, but she can definitely stall for time. She goes on the offensive, unleashing a flurry of slashes to keep the big dude busy. The Rocklance General just stands there, completely unimpressed by her little light show. He's talking mad shit, saying she's nothing without the Saintess's power backing her up. The big dude just rips a whole-ass boulder out of the ground to use as a weapon. Empress Sylvia is weaving through his attacks like a pro, dodging all the debris he's throwing. She closes the distance, getting right in his face for a close-quarters beatdown. And she lands a clean punch right on his jaw. Get him, girl! She powers up her sword, activating some kind of demon-clad mode. It's glowing. And she unleashes a massive energy slash, trying to cut this big bastard in half. The Rocklance General's face starts cracking, looking like Sylvia's big hit actually left a mark. She lands her attack and the big dude is just a pile of rocks. But you know he's not done yet. Empress Sylvia is locked in, ready to finish the job she started. She's not playing around. And the Rocklance General just pulls himself back together, ready to throw a whole-ass mountain at her. He's talking mad shit, admitting she's good, but still not on his level. Typical tank villain monologue. Empress Sylvia tells him he's gonna regret ever touching her. She's about to go Super Saiyan. She's got that I'm done holding back look. The kid gloves are officially off. She unleashes another massive attack, and the whole battlefield just explodes from the impact. But both of them are completely shook as someone else just casually walks into their fight. And a mysterious masked dude in a trench coat just strolls in like he owns the place. The cavalry is here. Empress Sylvia and the Rocklance General both stop fighting, completely confused by the new player who just entered the game. The masked edgelord just stands there, looking like he's about to drop the cringiest one-liner of the century. He whips out his gun blades, calling himself the Black Executioner, and talking about judgment. Bro thinks he's in an anime. Empress Sylvia is just staring, and you can tell she's thinking, not another one of these chuny types. And we get a flashback to the new kid Kaido's edgy backstory before he got isekai'd. Turns out Kaido was part of some resistance group called the Twilight Sword. Of course it was. And this new masked edgelord was his main rival back in his old world. Small world, huh? The masked dude was apparently the strongest assassin. Everyone's the strongest something in this story. Kaido and the edgelord are having their final shonen scream-off before throwing down for the last time. The flashback confirms this was their big final battle. Guess we're about to see round 2. The flashback reveals the masked edgelord's tragic backstory about his long-lost twin brother. The brother uses his last breath to pass on his powers to him. We've all seen this anime before. He's telling him they'll always be together. The melodrama is off the charts with this one. Kaido is just holding his dead brother on a rooftop. This is some top-tier chuny roleplay. And of course, he swears revenge on the evil organization. This is the full edgelord starter pack. And the punchline? The masked edgelord admits that entire tragic backstory was just some shit he made up. My man is remembering playing by himself, acting out his cringy fantasies. The secondhand embarrassment is real. He's losing his mind because Empress Sylvia somehow knows his entire fake backstory and is roasting him for it. Back in the present, the new hero Kaido and his crew walk in looking like they've seen a ghost. And Kaido is absolutely bugging out, finally recognizing the masked edgelord from his old world. The tiny Granny Norn explains our boy's new coat has a perception filter, making him basically invisible. Our boy Yuya is thinking the granny was right while she's cackling about her galaxy brain plan in the background. The Rocklance General is laughing his ass off, realizing some interesting new players have joined the field. The masked edgelord is talking mad shit to the general, who's completely oblivious to his presence. But our boy realizes his old war buddy Empress Sylvia somehow saw right through his chuny disguise. Empress Sylvia is on the ground, completely floored and staring at the masked dude like she's seen a ghost. She's having a full-on it can't be you moment. her brain completely short-circuiting from the reveal. Our boy hits her with a smug look, basically confirming her suspicions without saying a damn word. And then he just bonks her on the head with his sword hilt. That's one way to say hello. My man finally takes off the mask, revealing it's Yuya, asking if a hero is supposed to save the princess. Empress Sylvia is just bawling her eyes out, finally able to say his title after all this time. Our boy is just looking down at her, thinking about how much she's grown up while she's having a full-on meltdown. And of course, her tears are his shonen power-up. My man is ready to go feral for her. The Rocklance General is done waiting for the reunion to end and is ready to get back to the violence. Yuya immediately launches himself at some random mob, screaming that he's about to cut him down. He effortlessly blocks a punch from some big ugly, getting right back into the swing of things. My man is thinking he can't use his holy sword, or his cover will be completely blown. So he whips out his new basilisk skinning knives, ready to test out his new gear. The monster is already talking shit, saying our boy is fast, but that's it. Famous last words, my dude. Our boy Yuya is already in a full-on brawl, showing he doesn't need his cheat sword to be a problem. The big ugly mob is talking mad shit, saying his fists are too hard to be cut by some dinky knives. He's flexing on our boy, bragging that only the OG hero ever managed to actually damage him. And Yuya hits the Rocklance General with the "my bad, was that me" line. The disrespect is legendary. Our boy is fully leaning into his cringe edgelord persona, saying he's about to make them retire him. He explains his new basilisk knives have a secret second form. It's time for a weapon evolution, boys. My man connects the daggers at the hilt, turning them into a double-bladed sword for maximum damage. And there it is, the combined form. That thing looks like it's ready to do some serious work. Our boy is thinking he didn't want to use this mode, but these clowns are forcing his hand. He gets into his stance, calling out the name of his new big boy weapon. He's about to go off. Yuya gives the new sword a test swing, saying it feels pretty damn good. Oh, someone's about to get folded. Our boy is absolutely geeking out over his new double-bladed sword. He is living for this chuny moment. He's having a full-on internal monologue about some black spirit awakening. Bro, calm down. And a new hooded loli just appears out of nowhere, getting ready to drop some support magic. She casts a spell called Slow Starter, which sounds like a power-up that's about to go crazy. The big ugly mob tries to turn our boy into a pancake with a massive boulder, and Yuya just shatters the damn thing with his new sword like it's made of styrofoam. He's effortlessly blocking the monster's punches, showing this new toy is good for defense too. The big ugly is laughing his ass off, thinking the sword is just for show. Famous last words. Our boy gets that dead-eyed stare. Oh yeah, the Black Executioner is fully logged in now. He follows up with a spinning kick that shatters the ground. Bro doesn't even need the sword to be a problem. Our boy is just dancing around this big ugly's attacks, making him look like a total amateur. He's coming in hot with the double-bladed sword, fully embracing his new edgelord aesthetic. The big ugly is actually impressed, admitting our boy is a real threat. He's finally taking this seriously. And now he's getting all fired up, begging Yuya to go all out. This dude is a total battle junkie. Yuya just blitzes past him, moving so fast he's just a damn silhouette. The big ugly is completely lost, wondering where the hell our boy just went. And now he's stumbling, finally realizing he just got sliced up without even seeing it happen. Our boy is already in the air, setting up the classic anime death from above attack. He lands a nasty kick right to the dome, showing he's got hands and feet for this clown. But our boy looks annoyed, realizing this big ugly is way tougher than he looks. The Rocklance General is laughing his ass off, asking if that's all our boy's got. So he just yeets his entire damn spear at our boy like a javelin. The spear hits the ground and creates a massive explosion. Total overkill for one dude. Our boy is on the ground with the support loli, looking like he's about to get folded. The Rocklance General is looming over them, telling them to get ready for the final blow. And he drops a whole-ass rock pillar on them. This dude does not believe in subtlety. But our boy just blitzes out of the way, carrying the support loli like it's nothing. The big ugly is completely lost, wondering how the hell his big finisher just whiffed. Our boy is using the general's own spear to parkour his way into the air. The disrespect is real. And he lands a nasty punch right to the jaw, hitting him hard enough to crater the ground. Our boy Yuya is coming in hot from above, ready to finish what that punch started. He lands a clean slice, and the Rocklance General is just now realizing he's been hit. The big ugly is screaming his head off. Yeah, that new sword ain't just for show, buddy. The support loli is just standing there, watching our boy cook like it's a normal Tuesday. The Rocklance General decides to switch targets, looming over the support loli like a damn creep. The big ugly closes his eyes, looking like he's about to go full rage mode. He starts throwing a tantrum, punching the air while our boy just weaves through the hits. Our boy Yuya is looking completely unimpressed with this whole temper tantrum. He's blocking the hits, but the big ugly is putting some serious weight behind those punches. And the general just starts falling apart. Looks like our boy's attacks had a delayed reaction. Our boy is just standing there as the Rocklance general finally starts to crumble from all the damage. The big ugly just crosses his arms, looking completely unbothered by the fact that he's turning into gravel. He's giving our boy a look of pure respect. This dude is just happy he got a decent fight in. The Rocklance general straight up admits he lost. A villain with good sportsmanship? Now I've seen everything. Our boy hits him with a cold, "My bad, but I won this round." He is milking this edgelord persona for all it's worth. The big ugly just laughs it off and turns to dust, promising a rematch. This dude is a whole vibe. And just like that, he's a pile of rocks. The support loli is just staring, completely baffled. The support loli is hugging our boy, telling him he's still not strong enough. Even the support is roasting him. The cannon fodder soldiers are celebrating in the background, realizing they didn't have to die today after all. And now all eyes are on our boy, wondering who the hell this masked dude is that just soloed a general. Empress Sylvia is still completely shook, trying to process that her old hero is actually back in the game. Our boy tells her to chill out before she blows his whole mysterious edgelord cover for everyone. She's trying to pull herself together, but you can tell her brain is still rebooting from the shock. And just like that, she's back in commander mode, yelling at her troops to get their shit together. She's got that "I'm in charge here" stance, looking like a total boss. The emotional reunion is officially over. She gives our boy a quick "thanks for the save" look. Business as usual for these two war buddies. My man asks when she got here, playing dumb like he wasn't just stalking the whole damn battlefield. He's complaining that this war is ruining his slow life journey, and she is absolutely not having it. And there's the clenched fist. Yeah, she's about to call him on his absolute bullshit. She hits him with a death glare, asking if his little journey is taking him to the capital. She knows what's up. Our boy Yuya is sweating buckets, realizing he's been completely busted by his old war buddy. Empress Sylvia is going off on him for ghosting her for months while she was dealing with this mess. She hits him with the "you haven't changed" line, but you can tell she's actually glad he's back. My man tries to argue he's taller now, and she's like, "That's not what I meant, you idiot." He finally admits he was wrong for not contacting her, and she's trying her best to stay mad. She gets all flustered, admitting she was just surprised he actually showed up. The tsundere is strong with this one. Our boy is just thinking about how she's still the same easy-to-read tsundere. He's loving this, and he immediately gets his face pinched for saying the quiet part out loud. He totally deserved that. The support lolly yanks on his hood, looking dead serious. Okay, playtime's officially over. Our boy's whole vibe shifts as he asks her what the hell she just saw. The mood just got dark. The support lolly is freaking out, saying some powerful woman is on her way to fold our boy. Our boy Yuya immediately knows the name. Oh, so this new challenger is an old acquaintance. He tells the support lolly they'll talk later, because right now he's got bigger problems to deal with. Yuya tells Empress Sylvia to grab the lolly and get the hell out of there. He's handling this one solo. Empress Sylvia is completely lost, asking who the hell this random elf kid even is. Turns out the support lolly is the tiny granny's apprentice. Okay, so she's got some serious connections. Sylvia is bugging out, realizing the lolly is the legendary Witch of Time as Yuya walks off. Empress Sylvia is completely flustered, yelling that she's a beauty. My man must have dropped a compliment before leaving. Our boy is thinking that if the elf backpack says she's coming, then she's definitely coming. He trusts her gut. And the elf backpack's spidey sense is going off, confirming some real bad shit is about to go down. We get a flashback of the tiny granny gassing up the support lolly, saying she's a prodigy who learned years of magic in days. The support lolly is a certified future seer, which explains why her spidey sense is always going off. And here's the new boss, some war princess who's been warned that our boy is on his way. Right on cue, the war princess gets her ride, a giant-ass griffin, dropping in for a dramatic entrance. The talking griffin apologizes for being late. Of course the damn bird can talk, why wouldn't it? The war princess introduces herself, flexing that she's related to Ifrit and is a top-tier ice user. Our boy is just standing there, completely silent, probably wondering how many more bosses he has to fight today. The war princess is already trying to get in his head, asking if he really wants to throw hands with her. The talking griffin starts running its beak, telling our boy he's in way over his head. And the support lowly immediately starts beefing with the bird, defending her family's honor. Our boy Yuya is completely losing it, telling them this is not the time for petty beef. The support lolly gets between the griffin and the war princess, telling them to focus on the war. Yuya asks the support lowly for an exact ETA on this Graciesta chick he's supposed to be worried about. The support lolly is completely lost, asking who the hell this ice person is. Our boy is confused, asking if the big bad the lowly saw isn't actually coming. The war princess chimes in, saying she's the only demon woman on the field right now. Yuya's brain starts clicking, realizing the Rock Lance General was also an unscheduled guest at this party. The war princess is charging, asking about the hair color of this mystery woman they're all talking about. Our boy gets a smug look, asking if she had stupidly red hair, and the lowly confirms it. And right on cue, a new red-headed demon lady shows up to mock Empress Sylvia. The real boss just arrived. The new redhead psycho is asking if the Rock Lance General really got folded by some rando. She's pissed she sent Agniera away without his holy sword for nothing, and our boy is shook. And yeah, she is absolutely fuming that her big brain plan just went up in smoke. Our boy Yuya is sweating, realizing he just got called out by an old enemy. Busted. My man whips out his sword, asking if she really just called him by his old name. The redhead psycho doesn't even answer, just charges in screaming, "Die, human!" No time for talk. Our boy easily blocks the attack with his new toy, and the impact is massive. The redhead psycho is completely shook he stopped her, and Sylvia and the lowly are bugging out too. She's floating over him now, looking down like he's just some trash she needs to take out. The redhead psycho is unimpressed, saying she was trying to take his head clean off with that hit. Our boy Yuya just takes a deep breath, looking like he's finally getting warmed up for this reunion. He's got his new sword ready, saying he just bought some time for his old name to revive. The redhead psycho is just laughing her ass off, completely thrilled that her old punching bag is back. She's going full feral mode, screaming about how awesome it is that he's here to play again. The psycho lunges at him again, and our boy has to dodge the attack that's literally tearing up the ground. My man flicks his finger, trying to hit her with some kind of ranged attack. She just casually blocks it, asking if he really thought the same trick would work on her twice. Yuya is pissed, realizing some eraser technique he mastered in his old world is completely useless here. The redhead psycho unleashes a massive attack, screaming that his cheap tricks won't stop her. And our boy is caught in the blast, getting absolutely worked by this psycho's power. Our boy Yuya admits to himself that his current power level ain't gonna cut it against this psycho. The redhead psycho goes full feral, unleashing some nasty-looking dark energy just for him. My man is barely holding on, blocking her spear with his new double-bladed sword. Yuya asks if she's really trying to kill him, and she's like, "Bro, I've waited years for this." And he gets sent flying, barely blocking the hit with his bare hands. Yeah, she's not playing around. The psycho is still monologuing about how she's been waiting 3 whole years for this rematch. Our boy gets his game face on, looking ready to throw down for real this time. She unleashes another massive wave of dark energy, trying to just overwhelm him with pure power. The psycho is pissed he's holding back, promising to force him to get serious. And she's charging up some big finisher from the sky. This is not looking good for our boy. The redhead psycho is screaming for our boy to get folded, while Sylvia and the lowly watch in horror.
She unleashes a massive Gehenna flame attack, trying to wipe our boy off the face of the planet.
Our boy Yuya is just staring at his hand, finally accepting his slow life was never in the cards. He raises his hand to the sky, getting ready to meet that massive nuke with one of his own. My man is literally praying to his soul for a power-up. The shonen tropes are off the charts. And there it is, the shirtless power-up, surrounded by holy light. He's back in OG hero mode. The entire battlefield gets vaporized in a flash of light. Guess his counterattack was a success. And we cut to some randoms clinking mugs in a tavern. Okay, so I guess the war is just over? The whole tavern is buzzing about how the heroes kicked ass and saved everyone from the demon army. One of the dudes is gassing up the real MVP, the mysterious black swordsman who just appeared. The crowd is going absolutely feral for the Black Executioner. His new edgelord persona is a certified hit. Some random dude in the tavern is gassing up the mystery hero, while our boy Yuya tries to eat in peace. And Yuya does a full-on spit take when he hears the government gave him the cringe-ass nickname, Stormbringer. My man is literally choking, realizing his new Chuny name is already making the rounds. Later that night, Yuya is face-planting into his bed, completely defeated by the second-hand embarrassment. He's thrashing around, having a full-blown panic attack over being called Stormbringer. Our boy is hiding under the covers, realizing his slow life is officially dead and buried under a pile of cringe. My man is just lying there, completely broken. The war was less traumatic than this damn nickname. The next day, some lady hands him a letter from the receptionist girl. Looks like his fan club is growing. He's reading the letter, which is basically her apologizing for being too busy with post-war cleanup to see him off. The tiny granny is writing a letter, telling our boy to chill because the government doesn't know his real identity. She's basically claiming him as her personal attack dog so the bigwigs can't get their hands on him. Our boy Yuya is cringing hard at the letter, especially the part where she calls him the Black Executioner. And of course there's a postscript. This is where the real bullshit is always hiding. The granny is recommending a vacation spot, talking about islands and girls in swimsuits. She knows her audience. Yuya immediately gets a bad feeling, knowing the granny's recommendations are always a trap. My man checks the map and realizes her recommendation is in the complete opposite direction of his plans. But now he's daydreaming about a magic academy city. Bro's got his priorities straight, school uniforms. We cut to some fancy building at night. Looks like someone's about to start scheming again. The receptionist girl is asking if it was really okay to send our boy to those islands. Oh, she's in on it too. The tiny granny is cackling about how she would never go to some random islands. The manipulation game is strong. She explains to some new lady that her target read the letter and went the opposite way, just as planned. The tiny granny roasts her target, saying you can't lead people if you're that easy to read. The new lady claps back, saying no one is really fit to lead, not even the old hero. The tiny granny throws off the covers, basically telling the new lady that she's the one who should be in charge. We get a flashback to a younger granny, thinking about the OG hero from way back. She drops the lore bomb that she's the Witch of Time and ditched her old name 1,000 years ago. The new lady bows, calling her Norn, so the ancient schemer finally has a name. We cut to a shot of a big city at night. You just know our boy is walking into a mess. And there's our boy Yuya, walking into town, completely unaware he's been played like a fiddle again. Our boy Yuya finds some new lady in the stables. Looks like another acquaintance is here to see him off. She turns around and damn, she was definitely waiting for him. Let's call her Mercenary Mommy Tor. They're having a cute little back and forth, and our boy is asking why she's even here. Mercenary Mommy Tor explains she was on another mission during the big fight and came to say goodbye. Yuya confirms he's about to dip out on his next big adventure. The slow life is a lie, my dude. She hits him with the cool take care and starts to walk off. A classic, dramatic exit. And she's back for a head pat, admitting she's glad she saw him. The tsundere energy is contagious in this world. Our boy is absolutely simping, getting yanked into a hug with hard eyes. He is down bad, and she immediately tells him hugs cost extra. My girl is on her grind, respect the hustle. So he settles for hugging a giant bird instead. Probably cheaper and definitely fluffier. Mercenary Mommy Tor explains the giant bird is a gift from her boss. It's basically his new travel buddy. Our boy is already geeking out over the new bird, asking if it's related to his old one. A flashback confirms it. The bird is a gift from his tsundere war buddy, Empress Sylvia. She's still looking out for him. We get a nice shot of the stables as our boy gets ready to finally dip out of town. Yuya is mounted up on his new ride, looking ready to start his slow life journey for the 10th time. He hits Mercenary Mommy Tor with the "I'll be back" line. Bro, you just got here. And she's all smiles, telling him she'll be waiting. The shipping continues, boys. Our boy rides off into the sunset, waving goodbye like the main character he is. He's finally on the road, riding his new chocobo through town. The adventure begins again. And of course, someone's already chasing him down, screaming, "Hero!" His slow life lasted a whole 5 minutes, and it's the support loli, standing in the middle of the road like she's about to drop a main quest on him. Our boy Yuya is all smiles, saying he thought she wasn't going to make it to see him off. She's all flustered, explaining the tiny granny basically forced her to come say goodbye. Yuya gives her a head pat, calling out the tiny granny for being such a damn drama queen. He compliments her on her language skills, and she's looking like she's about to drop some heavy backstory. Flashback reveals she's basically a magical prisoner, training for years to be the Witch of Time. And her time magic is so OP it can literally reshape the world. Yeah, she's not just some support character. Our boy realizes she chose this insane path just to become a power-up for him. The guilt trip is real. The support loli is getting emotional, refusing to say goodbye. She has definitely caught feelings. Yuya hits her with the classic, "It's not goodbye, it's see you later," shonen speech. Smooth. Our boy hits her with a big smile, saying he's not going back to his old world anyway. The support loli is just staring, trying to process that he's actually staying for good. She's trying so hard not to cry, shaking her head like a damn bobblehead doll. And there are the waterworks. She finally manages a "see you later" hero through the tears. Our boy gives her a final smile, confirming he'll see her around. The farewell tour is complete, and he's off, riding into the light while the support loli watches. A true shonen exit. We cut to Empress Sylvia, remembering our boy said he was going to travel the world. And here's the flashback. She's pissed, telling him to stop being a dumbass and answer her seriously. Yuya is in full troll mode, talking about his slow life journey like he didn't just solo a general. His tsundere war buddy just sighs, knowing he'd say some dumb shit like that. She knows his whole playbook. Our boy Yuya is getting annoyed, telling his tsundere war buddy to just spit it out already. She hits him with the guilt trip, talking about how the OG Saintess died to protect this world he wants to see. And the guilt trip lands. Our boy is just standing there taking it all in. He clenches his fist, finally getting serious about why he's even here in the first place. Yuya finally admits he wants to see the world that his old friend died for. He's got a real goal now. And we see the whole girl squad looking out at the world, ready for their own adventures. Flashback hits, and our boy remembers telling the OG Saintess he wanted to see the world with her. Damn. A shot of the sun rising over the mountains. It's a new day, a new journey. Our boy is looking fresh, ready to finally start his adventure for real this time. And he's off, still talking about his slow life as he rides into the sunset. Bro will never learn.